That's it.
Good.
That's
We're aligned.
We're aligned. How are you?
I'm good. Are we recording? Is this it?
Oh yeah, this is it.
This is
yeah,
it,
this is
right?
yeah. This isn't We Were Had where we have a very formal. Oh hello, how are you?
Hey, welcome to the podcast. Well, you gotta get yourself a Metcalf. Get yourself a Metcalf.
No, Metcalf came over once. I gave him a beer and he taught me how to edit. That's it.
Did he actually?
Yeah.
That's sweet.
That's how I learned how to do the shot.
You pay
To
him for
zoom in. No, babe. No. Do I pay? He insisted. I was I was a little offended by how much he pushed.
It's very easy to do.
It's not hard.
It's all self-taught. It's
Yeah,
it's a YouTube video for everything.
as most things.
I
are.
don't have any sympathy for people, including Ben and May, who don't know how to do things. It's very easy.
You're an editing conservative.
Yeah.
I have no sympathy for these people.
Listen, I'm editing. I am conservative when it comes to it. Pull yourself over your bootstraps. YouTube it. You'll be able to learn it. It's very simple.
Let me ask you a question. Why is everyone on YouTube editing in that realm? Why are they all Scandinavian?
Well, and they all had the same exact voice and accent. Hey, welcome to the 5-minute video to learn how to do the fade effect.
And they're always like...
I don't know. It's all the same exact guy that are all they're all the same guy in different fonts. I don't know why they're all Scandinavian. I think it's I trust them. It feels like they know what they're talking about. I wouldn't trust an American to tell me how to edit. No, all right, where'd you go, NYU?
Unless he's a guy that wears a pharaoh hat in Bushwick. Shout out Chris Metcalf.
That guy knows what he's doing.
That guy knows what he's doing. That guy has a little too much time on his hands. You shot guns with him.
Yeah, sick. You ever
Yes.
shot a gun?
Yes.
You ever shot a weapon?
Yeah, a
Let me
weapon?
tell you something. There may not have been a red wave in the polls, but there was a red tsunami in my heart. Let me tell you that.
Let me tell you that.
Let me tell you that. No, I will say it was probably the most electrified I've felt in quite some time.
It's your first time shooting, I
had
believe.
never shot a gun. I've
Okay.
always wanted to, just to feel, what it was like to be alive, truly.
Yeah.
And we landed in New Orleans, and we were in the cab, and I turned to everyone, including Chris, and
In
I was
the
like,
cab?
I'd like to shoot.
Oh, in the cab.
the cab to get...
I understand.
In the cabin.
Yeah.
I was in the cabin of the airplane, and I said, I'd like to shoot a gun.
That's why you were 4 hours late.
That's why I was late. No, I turned and I said, Chris, I would like to shoot some guns while we're here. And naturally, everybody was like, I'm in. Everybody pushed out except for me, Chris, and Jagorman. And we had this guy, Isaiah. Lovely man. A black man.
I was gonna
It was a
say.
black man. And let me tell you something. I was much more comfortable with that because if I had a white gentleman teaching me how to shoot a gun in this part of Louisiana where we were, I would have felt like I was joining a militia. It would not have felt good. It would not have felt good. It felt, for optics purposes, I liked that it was Isaiah teaching me.
But it must have been harder for you to learn holding the gun sideways.
No, that's actually... First of all, he yelled at me because he was like, make sure you do this respectful. I pick up the gun. I go...
Right,
Don't do that.
Because last time you saw a gun being shot was Malibu's Most Wanted, if I'm not mistaken. Jamie Kennedy and Cal Penn.
First, let me tell you something.
Before he was gay for Hollywood.
I referenced that movie in my own head because I know no one's ever going to get it. But good to know that I now have an ally.
Yeah.
Anytime I want to make the Malibu's Most Wanted references. But the guns, incredible. I want to own a Glock, but I will say this: he also brought he brought a bunch of guns with him to and we.
I heard he brought a bunch of guns in a bag.
In a cool backpack.
Oh, in a backpack.
But then he had some ARs in assault rifles in tennis bags because he was like people will break in and steal it, so they were in tennis racket bags.
Of course.
And I will say the ARs they shouldn't be on the streets.
No.
Too much gun. Wait, and I'll tell you this: it's because it was my first time shooting. I'm a pussy, famously. Let me tell you something. I was painting this fucking piece of paper. No recoil.
You showed me what it looked like.
Between the eyes. It's too much.
You had a hell of a shot.
I got a bit of an eagle eye.
Yes.
I got a bit of an eagle eye. I don't know if it was beginner's luck or I'm a ruthless killer, but I'm ready for the streets.
That's right. Now, I don't know if it's too early to announce that you do fully support Herschel Walker.
I think the guy's a smart guy. I think he has his finger on the pulse.
Do you get it now?
Yeah.
When you shoot a gun, do you get it? Do you get Herschel Walker? Do you get Golden Corral?
I wanted to go to the Cracker Barrel directly after being there.
Listen, that's a good business. Don't badmouth Cracker Barrel. They might be a sponsor for this pod for all I know.
No, I understand it because it was fun. It was stress relieving.
Yes.
I had no anxiety. I had nothing wrong.
Really? It was stress relieving.
It was stress because you're just pop, pop, pop. and nothing else seems that kind of serious. You know?
See,
It's
it gives
fun.
me a lot of anxiety.
Shooting?
Yes.
Now, is it because you're holding the gun with your vagina?
That's what happened.
Is
Yeah.
that what it was?
Yeah. This was right after I voted for Hillary.
Pokemon Go to the gun range.
I also did, and this isn't normal what I'm about to say. I know it's not normal. I know I'm
Right.
probably the only person that's ever thought of this. But every time I held a different gun,
Right.
I thought, what would it feel like if I put my hand in front of it and then pressed
Shot it?
I thought that every time.
I had the same thought, but instead it was, what if I put it in my mouth?
It does taste good.
It does taste that hot lead. I also went with really fun people. So Isaiah made it very safe and comfortable. If we didn't have the teacher and it was fucking Chris Metcalf leading the charge, being like, this is how you shoot it.
Was that the plan?
I wouldn't have felt good. Well, no, he was like the one who shot the most. But like this guy Isaiah, he was telling us like all the different things. He was so sweet about it. It made me feel safe. It made me feel powerful, but also informed. And also Jagorman and Chris, and we had fun. You know,
Yeah, it was a fun time.
It was a fun
Just
time.
a couple fellas shooting guns.
I don't
How
think
did you
it's illegal.
meet him?
Sorry, libs.
Yeah, I don't think it's in Louisiana. I don't think anything's fucking illegal.
No, there are no laws. How did we meet Isaiah?
Yeah, how did you meet Isaiah? How did you connect with Isaiah?
Chris stepped out for a spliff when we were at lunch, and then he came back inside and said, "All right, I got us a guy." I think he found it on a telephone pole. This could have
Wait, are you
very
serious
easily
or
gone.
no?
No, I'm not kidding. That's how it worked.
So in Louisiana, you find gun instructors on telephone poles. Like in New York, you find the guitar lesson guy.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing. A gun lesson is a guitar lesson in New Orleans.
It's the same thing. It's sweet music.
It's that's what I'm listening to at night. Yeah, it was a great experience. I would like to go. Apparently, in New York, the laws are very intense. So
Very intense. Yes.
I'll have to join one of those very intense Illuminati type bars.
I thought you were going to say militias.
Yeah, well, I can't be that organized. I would never show up to a meeting.
I thought you were going to say I don't like their outfits.
I also
A lot of camo.
heinous.
But ever hear of a tailor?
I also don't think I would ever want to shoot a gun outside of a range unless it was like an outside range. It was like there was no reason for it. Like on the Uber, of course, in the Uber back, because we got picked up in the sticks, it was outside of New Orleans proper, which I mean is not exactly the classiest town.
Is any part of New Orleans proper?
Exactly. But this woman, we got in the car and we were like, oh, we were at the gun range. And then she just took this as the cue to be like, yeah, I think everybody should have a gun. Everybody everywhere should have a gun. And you know what? I don't think that the laws are tight enough on these people that they're picking. It was just like she got in real deep with the alt-right rhetoric. It ruined it pretty quickly for me.
She might, but in her defense, I think she was going to say that no matter what you said.
Yeah.
You could be like, yeah, we're going to go to a wedding. And she's like, you know the thing about weddings, not enough guns.
Yeah, that's literally what she would say. And
Yeah.
she was a very much good guy with a gun. Will stop a bad guy with a gun. And I was like, okay, what about an okay guy with a gun?
Yeah.
What about...
Let me tell you something. I shouldn't have a gun.
Yeah, I was like, I'm neither of those things, and I don't want to have a gun.
Sometimes I'm good, sometimes I'm bad.
I would be dangerous to myself with a gun. I don't like the idea of it, but I would love to go. I think it'd be fun to shoot more.
Okay. So now we know.
Now we know.
Now we know the next outing.
next time we're south of the border, I'll meet you at the range.
The next time we were has a party, be like, May, not the bar. We're going to a shooting range.
Yeah, buy out the range.
Yeah, you fucking lib.
She would love it.
Oh, she would love it.
One rule: no women allowed. That's a May planner guarantee.
Yeah, but then she invites only women, and you're like, all right, I don't understand. Your ring really is a clock.
It's a functioning watch.
It's a functioning watch.
I picked it up at a small antique shop in Geneva. If anyone's watching, that's the worst thing I've ever said out loud.
Geneva, New Hampshire?
Geneva, Switzerland.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Live free or dine.
That's fun.
Come on.
There you go. He's worked the marketing.
I had massive diarrhea after trying fondue. So this kind of made it all better.
Is that a
It's a bucket of hot cheese.
Yeah. Are you
And it's-
lactose intolerant?
Yeah, famously.
Famously.
famously lactose intolerant. I've had multiple diarrhea jokes go viral on TikTok.
Oh, no
Not
big
to
deal.
brag.
That seems to be my MO.
The likes come in almost as fast as the diarrhea goes out.
Hey.
But I really do have a problem. But I figured I like you're in Europe, things are not as bad for your tummy there as they are here. European cheese doesn't hurt you as much, but still,
Is that true?
Having the bucket of hot cheese was enough to push me over.
I was going to say, I feel like no matter how high quality the cheese might be.
Right. Well, I will say
like a pot of it's not good.
Well, like a high quality bufala mozzarella in Milan, where I also was.
Okay, no big deal.
That was stop clapping at home. You guys are embarrassing me. But that was fine. Yeah.
I don't know. Let me ask you a question. Do you have time for me to ask you a question?
Yeah. What do I know where to be?
Okay.
I'm meeting Bramante for dinner after this.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Where are you guys going?
A vegan Italian place
that's fucking good. In the East Village?
It's in Gramercy, I believe. Could be East Village. Kips Bay, even.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
How do you, because bringing up Bramante is now, I don't know if we revealed on the pod, a chain guy.
He's a chain guy. Yeah. How do I feel about it?
Well, I think I know how you feel about it.
No, I think the funniest part about, and should we? Does everyone in this podcast know everyone that we're talking about, or should we just have a conversation?
Bramante's been on the pod at least twice.
The funniest thing is that Bramante, mild-mannered Fairdrain that he is.
Yes.
He was inspired. He's been talking about getting a chain for years, but what pushed him over the edge
What does that mean?
He's been mulling it over, because I have famously, I don't know if you noticed this, I wear a lot of jewelry.
No.
But he's mentioned it to me in the past, like working up the courage to get a chain. Do you think I could pull off a chain? You know what made him really do it was Mike Mancusi.
Really?
Imagine that. The influencer that you didn't expect. The saddest little guy in New York City. Man Lucy. Famously lost $1,000 at the casino.
1,600 actually.
1,600?
1,600. Yeah.
The fact that he didn't tie a couple cinder blocks to his ankles and jump in the river, I'm impressed.
I don't know if you know what's going on in the rest of his life. That's
the happiest thing. The funniest thing is that like he came back. Our friend Mike Mancusi, he came back from the casino losing a bunch of money, and that was the happiest I saw him the entire time. Actually, in a while, because he finally felt something.
I was about to say because he felt something.
It doesn't matter which way the needle's moving,
no,
as long as he feels something.
As long as it's going, baby.
But yeah, so that pushed Mike over the edge. Do I like it for him? I think it's too long, the chain that he has.
It's too long.
Have you ever seen it out of the jacket? He only wears it under the sweater, and once he pulls it out, he could jump rope with it. It looks like a Mr. T chain.
Okay.
It's like all the way to your belly button. It's a navel chain.
It's
a navel chain. But I support it. I think everybody should be draped in silver or gold.
Really?
In a perfect world.
You think everyone should be like a pharaoh? Yeah.
I think everyone. And my final form is Xerxes from the 300. That's what I'm working towards. I'm gonna have this fucking thing, the earring that ties down to the nose. That's my dream.
You truly feel like everyone should dress like an Italian grandmother.
Yes, exactly. Everyone should be a gumad that finally made it stick with one family.
Well, I don't. Do you know how bland you have to be considering a chain?
To be considering a chain and to have Mike Mancusi be the deciding vote. That guy is really taking chances. But no, he gets upset because people are like, "Oh, did you get this because Mancusi has it?" And he's like, "No, I've been thinking about it for several years," which he doesn't realize is even more embarrassing.
That's the most loser thing I've ever heard in my life.
He had been mulling over the idea of a chain for years, and I'm glad he did it. Honestly, he's been his happiest.
With the chain?
With the chain. I think it also has to do with medication, but chain, Mike, it's powerful.
Okay. I didn't know those two things happen at the same time.
I think it's a lot of dominoes happening at the same time, but let me tell you something. The guy is loose. You been hanging out with Mike lately?
Well, I was with him a week ago. I did that show at the Stand with him. Had a hot number.
The Brazilian.
The Brazilian. Let me tell you something about that Bramante. Ooh. Boy, can he really get a first date.
The guy... Nobody gets a first date like him. It's rivaled only by how low his second date percentage is.
I know people with a few others that have been on the pod. Shout out Tom Luciano. But
that also makes sense. Why are we friends with so many strong-jawed virgins?
Just because we're comics.
Yeah, because we're comics.
No one else has this problem.
Nobody else has it because they're both handsome, powerful men.
Well, I don't know how powerful Mike is. He's a vegan.
You ever seen him on the basketball court? The guy moves like water.
Yeah, but he's also playing against other comics.
No, he's in the league.
Playing against Tobin Miller.
He's moving against Tobin Miller, the white Dikembe Mutombo.
In the comedy world, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of inside humor.
We're just having a conversation about comedy. I tell you what, Taylor Yarsh is going to love this episode.
Hardy's going to text me.
This is just for our guys. This is for 10 people, this episode.
Well, that's all that's listening anyways, so don't be fooled by that view count.
Check out We Were At, you guys. Oh, fuck.
Also, no one I found out listens to this pod.
No one listens to your podcast?
They look for my toes wiggling. That's a true fact.
That's it.
I swear to God.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
On YouTube?
Yeah.
It's like toe watch?
Look at my views.
What do they say?
My view. I have like 500 views on episodes now because people are looking at our feet wiggling.
Why?
I get emails.
You've unlocked something.
Well, I had Metcalf on talking about figging, and then all of a sudden,
what the hell is figging? I'm putting my dogs away, you fucking pervert.
All right. Janet, Jane, I forgot what your name is.
Time to log off, you fucking pervs.
But, what's figging? Mm-hmm. I'm surprised.
It sounds like a slur.
Whoa. Don't let my dad get a hold of it.
One vowel change, you got a very different act. Let me tell you.
That's a hard G. Figging is when you take a piece of ginger, shave off the skin, and shove it in your rectum.
I don't like that. And he's doing that?
He dated a few women who were into that.
Up his rectum or their rectum? Both. Everybody's rectum?
He's not into it, I know that.
How big is the piece of ginger?
Well, I guess that's dealer's choice.
That's dealer's choice. Because I mean, I've seen gingers from all sorts of the spectrum.
Oh yeah,
pretty wild.
From big gingers to as told by gingers. Yeah. What a program that was.
I couldn't think of any redheaded comics. Do we know any? Oh, Alan.
Jack Finnegan.
Jack Finnegan. Well, he's more of a cosmic being. He's not really. I don't even think of him as a ginger. I just look at him. He's just a ray of sunshine.
He's the opposite of a black hole. He just gives off light.
Yeah, he does. The guy is a light source. I love him.
What's the name of all the other guests I've had on this podcast? Because that's all what we're doing.
Who else have you had recently?
Everyone that we've mentioned.
Everyone we've mentioned. No, that's good.
Yeah.
Good list. Have you had May recently?
No, I would like to have her back because I don't know if you know this. May just went through a divorce.
Right. No. Leave that for 6 months from now.
Yeah. Oh, boy. I'm not paying any more for your fucking parties, May. No.
People forget that May is famously wealthy on her own accord.
Oh, yeah. She's doing very well. It comes from money. No, she went. What did her cousin? Her cousin's a drug addict. What do you do with drug addicts?
She just did an intervention.
Thank you.
She just did an intervention.
Have you ever done an intervention?
No. I would love to play a part in one.
Oh.
If I was ever intervened upon, I would kind of love it. I think I would love to be like the main character. I was like, oh, so you guys love me? You fucking freak.
Oh, you want to be the addict?
Yeah, I would. I would love to be, and I'd be like, I'm fine, you guys. I'm good. This addict. Did you meet the addict?
You did. Once I found out who the addict was, I was like, wait, I met her at the wedding.
I knew there was an addict going into it, and let me tell you something. I realized very quickly he was the addict.
I was like, this one's a character, huh? And then a week later, I'm sitting with May. She's like, yeah, I got to put my cousin through the rehab.
I'll take one guess. Who is it? The one bouncing off the wall.
Yep.
She was smuggling mushrooms in her purse on the way out. God bless her. I wish her well. I think she's well. She loves We Were Had.
Yes, I know. She told me all about it.
About my podcast?
Yeah. That's how I knew. I was like, lady, no one cares this much about this podcast.
You must be on drugs.
Yeah. She's like, I love that Chris Metcalf. I was like, lady, you're scaring us.
That's exactly his key demo.
You seem like a guy that you're not going to be the addict, but you are going to make the intervention about you.
Yeah, that's exactly correct.
Yeah.
I don't have an addictive personality when it comes to drugs. Which, thank God, because otherwise, the way I've lived my life would have gone a very different way. Yeah. But I would
imagine how bad your tattoos would be then.
Yeah. No, they can't get worse. But but I would make it about me. But I would assume that everybody wants that. I would have to make a couple of bits, make it fun for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Who do you think we'll have to have an intervention with? Who's most likely?
Bramante if he buys more chains.
Bramante. We have to tell him to stop buying.
Bramante, you bought 9 chains.
You got to respect it as well. He bought a good chain. Like, he spent a couple $100s on the chain. Like he
What
went
does that
all
even
in.
mean? He bought a good chain.
It's like gold. It's actual gold. It's not like
But it's white gold.
An H&M.
Wait, did you say sterling silver?
No, he's got gold. He went gold. Because Mancusi has gold. They didn't get it from Mancusi,
God,
though.
they're such greaseball fucking
Yeah.
guineas, huh? Jesus Christ. He bought a gold chain at 36.
Big on silver. Only silver. I'm not wearing a chain right now. I feel naked, but...
Let me ask you a question. This is the original question I wanted to ask. Yeah. How do you get into rings?
How did I get into rings?
Yeah, like how do you just get into rings? How does a guy get into rings?
You ever had marijuana? Oh no. You ever heard rock and roll music? I'm trying to think about my first ring. You know what it was? I think I was at a very confident. I had already. I dyed my hair blue in 2015. That kind of was a breaking point for me in terms of a turning point. Like things are on the table now that weren't off of the table.
Yes.
And then I think I was in a relationship with someone with this girl at the time, and she was very supportive of it. I think like one of them, like a couple of them were like a gift, the first one, but I definitely bought myself them. She was like, that would be hot.
Rings.
Rings.
Okay.
I'm glad that I got on the ring and jewelry and dyeing your hair phase, before these Gen Z kids got into it. Let me tell you something.
Well, that's because they weren't old enough to make decisions.
Don't forget your forefathers, I started this culture. I was a sad boy with rings and colored hair before it was something on TikTok. Let me tell you that.
Before it was, when it was on Vine.
When it was Vine, yeah. Back when Johnny Depp was just a weird actor.
I'm surprised you're not a leather bracelets guy.
Oh, no. I would never do that. I don't like I never want to look too close like I'm a roadie on a band. That would make me kill myself. I've done a couple of bracelets, silver bracelets, like a chain bracelet. But
chain bracelet?
I famously lose those. I don't know what it is.
How do you lose them?
Bedside tables. Come on.
Oh, come on.
This guy.
Come
on.
So that tells me you take a few of them.
It's like leave a penny, take a penny. I leave it on her dresser, and I take, I guess, one of her old lockets or something. Yeah. It's alarming that I have any sex at all.
Max, that's not your grandmother. You're just wearing a locket with an old woman on it.
It's vintage. I thrifted it. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. I'm in a healthy relationship now, though.
Wait, you're in a relation?
Healthy relation.
I didn't know you were in one.
Yeah.
They were. Where were
July.
they at the wedding?
Well, I felt like it was like we've been like officially boyfriend girlfriend for like a month or so now.
Okay.
Dating since the summer. So I figured I'm not going to have you fly to Nolans 1 month in. Also, this was a big wedding to be a guest at.
Yeah, but let's also be honest. The star power didn't attend.
No, but I'm saying so many comedians in a room. I'm not even saying like this is a big wedding. Oh, I don't care. But like it was like everybody's on, exhausting. You don't want to be a part of that.
I think you were just on. You were on. Metcalf was. I don't know what Metcalf was doing.
Metcalf was literally on, John.
He put the bride's tiara on his head and took pictures with the groom.
You had the backstory though is that May tortured us with conversations about her tiara for a full calendar year leading up to this. So there was pressure on the tiaras performing, and they did. I mean, they looked lovely.
Is there anything trashier than a tiara?
I will say she pulled it off, but it could have gone the other way very easily.
Yes.
You know what it is? It's very much a New Jersey, Long Island, Sweet 16, MTV,
yes,
Super Sweet 16.
Yes.
It's the pinnacle of this is what a rich person who just got the money thinks it looks like to be rich.
Exactly.
Old money's not wearing a tiara to their Sweet 16.
No.
Let me tell you that. They're not even having a Sweet 16, okay? Because they're already legally owned by some billionaire prince by then.
Yeah, they're at the debutante ball. They don't have time.
Oh, yeah, the debutante. You ever go to one of those?
No. I barely know what that is.
It's
like
it's very archaic. I'm sure they're trying to make it modern now, but it's like literally like girls. They study how to do the dances and stuff, and then like they wear like a nice dress. At the end of it, they get taught like etiquette and things. At the end of it, they get like presented to society as an adult. You really do wiggle the foot a lot. It's distracting.
Yeah.
It's distracting. Are you doing this for this?
I'm trying to.
It does feel like you're performing. I don't think that because you're not fidgeting. You're not nervous right now.
No.
But this has been moving in a way that is suggestive. Look at this. I don't like this. I don't like that I'm part of this.
Listen, it gets the views up, all right? Shut your fucking mouth and talk about the debutantes ball.
Well, you fucking freak. The debutantes get presented to society and they have like a little date and like everybody comes there. But it's like
so it's like a wasp quinceañera.
I think it comes from the days which it must have way more like unfortunate beginnings where it's like they got presented to society as like, okay, now they're available to be a wife because they were like 15. And now you can pick them. Yeah, spinsters. Yeah. The last of the picks.
Wait, did they have this in Connecticut? Was this a thing?
I'm sure it was, but not where I was.
I was going to say, I think it's a southern thing, no? Debutante, maybe a French.
Definitely probably like Newport as well. I feel like they would do it. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Like the Cape probably has
old money section.
Old money sections like the Cape probably had. Martha's Vineyard.
Okay.
Nantucket.
Sure.
They don't try to do it in Long Island? And any of like the really rich parts down?
A debutante's ball? They can't pronounce a debutante.
Reg,
they
come
can
on,
barely
pronounce
pronounce
the debutante.
Yeah. It's just called a bat mitzvah.
Oh, that's true because of the Jews.
Yeah, a lot of Hebes down there.
Hebes?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a good word. I don't like it coming out of your mouth. Let me tell you that. That sounds like Kanye.
I'm not that successful.
Oh, that's lovely.
Or Kyrie.
What do you have going on? I don't know what's going on in your life.
What's going on in my life?
Yeah, what are you doing?
This is it. What do I have going on in my life? We're here on a Tuesday night. I got nothing.
What do you do?
What do I do?
Yeah.
This.
Do you work full time?
Oh, yeah.
In office?
I go to the office, yeah. They pay for the food.
That's nice. Where do you work?
Software. Software
We don't
sales.
use names. You don't even know the fucking name.
Yeah.
You're here for the feet. You're here for the tootsies.
Look at this.
Don't
huh? You want a fun little story?
Yeah.
I work at it's a relative in the industry I'm in, big company. One of the executives comes over to me right after I came back from the wedding.
What's your title? Can I ask you that?
Account executive.
Software
sales.
You know what the problem with account executive as a title is that it's entry level at some places, and at some places it's like higher up.
Yes.
It's that. I hate that. It's one of the. I hate that.
Yeah, it's real fluid.
It's vague. But sales, I don't care. Don't call me anything. Just give me my commission. Anyway, the executive grabbed you by the pussy.
Grabbed by the pussy?
Grabbed you by the pussy.
What about
the execup came up to you?
Yeah, and said you do comedy. And I said, yep.
Well, then he's never seen your act.
Like and subscribe. And she sat down, and she
okay,
looked me right in the eyes and said, I fucking love Cumtown.
Oh, my God.
I'm like, oh, my God, how you doing?
I fucking love Cumtown. I never heard an episode.
Yeah, I never listened to it either. It's behind the paywall. But I know Stavros. I know Nick Mullen. Yeah. Oh my God, it's fantastic.
I did not chat with him at the wedding.
They didn't seem to be open to chatting at the wedding.
I didn't go to the wedding to make new friends. We already had our friends. It was very clearly the two sides.
It was really we had our friends, and if Rogan came, I would have said hello.
I would have said hello,
and he didn't. So
I would have had to say hello. I'm sorry, folks. I would have to say hello. But I just it also makes me laugh so hard. I haven't talked about it in the podcast yet, but that fact that May's friends from the comedy community are just a pack of stone cold handsome. Just white guys.
Devils.
Just a bunch of 25 to 35-year-old just fucking lookers. That's her friends.
It is odd.
It's just so weird. And we all look vaguely alike, too. It's very strange. I mean, you got you, Eric, Scott. Like, just go down the line.
Oh, just sharp-jawed.
Just sharp-jawed men. And those are her friends. And then a couple of her gal pals.
And then Mancusi.
The fact that he wore shorts to the rehearsal, I'll never forgive him.
That's just, but what people, yes, okay. So for reference, the night before the wedding, they had a welcome.
Why are we giving
welcome
reference
drinks? Yeah, but why are we giving reference? Mancusi walks into this welcome drinks event in khaki shorts and a polo.
He looked like he was going to a picnic.
But that is Long Island business casual.
Okay.
On Long Island, you always dress like you're going to a grad party.
I hate it.
It's not great.
It's a wedding event. What are you doing?
But to you, a graduation party is the classiest event you could go to.
Just because they made it? They got their diploma?
And I'm not talking about college graduation either. I'm talking
like
high school graduation. Yeah, kindergarten. I was looking, you just graduated, you're looking at community colleges. Will you go to Nassau or Suffolk? And that is class.
That's the pinnacle.
Yes.
He was so sad the whole time.
Oh, my God. He's the worst.
I love him to death.
It's what it is.
Oh, my gosh.
Let me ask you a question. It's a question I've been asking everyone for the past 2 months on this pod.
Right.
How should I phrase this? At the Spinelli household growing up.
Right.
What was the milk situation?
I don't know what you're asking me. It was what type?
How much, what was the milk environment? What was the milk ecosystem?
Always had it, but it was lactate milk. Because my mother and sister and grandmother, who also lived with us, lactose intolerant. But I didn't identify as lactose intolerant. I would have violent diarrhea after having cheese, and I would be like, I'm not lactose intolerant. I don't know what you're talking about. That's unrelated.
You just pushed it down?
I was just ignoring it. Years later, I came out as lactose intolerant. I finally accepted it. That might be a bit.
That's something.
That's something. I might have something there.
Okay, write that down.
Happy hour, baby. It's the writer's room.
That's what it's about. We're just here. We're open. All right? Only to certain things. And so, wait, how much lactate milk are you drinking?
I mean, I wasn't drinking lactate. It was like for coffee and stuff, or like for cereal. For all the milk-related things. We weren't a milk and cookies household.
You weren't a milk with dinner household.
No. Ew. No.
Okay, I'm letting you know. Neither was I.
Yeah.
I'm letting you know.
Mike Bramante was a milk with dinner.
Almost everyone else is.
Milk with dinner.
Almost,
what do you mean?
Yes.
Until what age?
College.
No.
Yeah. Ask around.
You should be in prison.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not here to disagree.
Most people?
Everyone I've asked besides you has had milk with dinner.
May Planard.
She hasn't been on since then.
Okay.
She hasn't been on.
Who are these people that are having milk with dinner? Jack Finnegan? That makes sense. He's got strong bones.
Did I ask Jack? I might have asked Jack. But everyone, you want to know something crazy?
Metcalf?
Yep.
That's the funniest thing to me. And I was talking to Ben about this. Another person that fuck you if you don't know. But I was talking to Ben about this because we were talking about we were doing a bit about because Chris is going home for Thanksgiving. And we had a film earlier or whatever. And we were imagining the Metcalf Thanksgiving, which just exaggerated just how insane it could be. And then I was like, wouldn't it be the funniest thing? And I think this is actually the truth. If his home life was actually just happy and healthy and normal.
It is.
I'm sure.
His family does very well.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, his father does very well.
Yeah.
I'm sure the mother is also brilliant. I think he grew up in a respectful household.
Yeah.
And somehow he's a degenerate. His brother too, by the way. His sister, have you met her? Younger sister?
Didn't even know he had a sister.
He's got a younger sister, Riley, the sweetest girl you'll ever meet. She is the only one that actually benefited from a healthy household.
Listen, his brother, listen, is he gay? Maybe. Doing fantastic.
Is he doing financially?
So he's like a big wig at Snapchat.
Snapchat.
Yeah.
He's got a cool apartment downtown.
That's why.
Yeah.
Snapchat.
He's got a cool studio in the village.
Oh, that's fun.
Nice guy.
Kind of a hack gay thing to do.
What?
Cool studio in the village.
Right. That's
kind of a hack gay thing to do.
It's hack.
Yeah. Come on.
Milk with dinner, I would never do it. I think having your children do that is abusive.
Mm-hmm.
Well, milk doesn't go with dinner.
These people still had it.
What did you do with dinner? A glass of Coca-Cola and a hit upside the head?
Well, what day are we talking about? Sunday was a big diet soda day.
Okay.
Because my grandparents would come every Sunday and would offload.
Yeah.
They would bring us the stash of diet soda that they got from the flea market, which was a thing.
Yeah.
But during the week, it would be instant iced tea.
Really?
Yes.
I think we had some, what was great about the parenting? They made a lot of mistakes, but I feel like they did the right things when it comes to you can have soda. That's fine, but it's not great for you. They didn't make it like soda was like a damned thing that you can't have, so I never really wanted it. You know what I mean? It was kind of reverse psychology. But they also drilled into us that being fat was the worst thing that you could actually be in this lifetime. So that also helped me not want to have soda.
See, I was in the opposite where I weighed 300 pounds and they were like, you look great.
You look Rich, you working out?
This is fantastic. This is unbelievable.
Yeah,
I was like, I feel good. I feel good. I can't really breathe well.
But you feel good, confident. Yeah.
No, quite the opposite. But boy, could I sling a bit even back then.
Real? Yeah, you were quick.
I was quick.
You had to be.
if you're gonna be a fat kid, you gotta be sharp
Were
on your
you
toes.
the chubby kid in the popular group?
Yes,
That was you.
that's exactly my thing.
I'm clocking that every day of the week. Let me
Yeah,
tell you.
yep,
Public
yep,
school
yep.
or Catholic?
Okay, now Long Island's different.
Okay.
Private school's not really a thing
Okay.
because
Unless it's like a charter school?
a what
Charter?
charter.
Like a charter school.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. Like
A charter school, is this the Bronx? No. A charter school.
What the fuck do you have in Long Island then?
So Long Island, like the property value on Long Island is all based off the school district.
Okay.
So I went to a very good school, which was a very expensive area.
Okay.
So
this was like a good public school.
yeah, everyone went Ivy League and like that.
Where'd you go?
SUNY Cortland. Yes. My friends went to Harvard, Yale, and Cornell, and
Everyone
I went
Ivy.
to
SUNY
Cortland. Yes.
Can't put a price on it. Who's an account executive now?
No big deal. All right. Yeah.
Google my.
I had a friend, Illyrio, went to Yale undergrad, University of Michigan med school.
Where is he now?
Columbia. He's a surgeon.
Oh.
But guess who his friend isn't? The mascot for the Islanders.
Well, get fucked, Dr. Fuckface.
Not all of us can have everything, you dick.
You hanging out with Metcalf?
Yeah. Not all of us are friends with Bo Ballou, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, I love Bo. Let me tell you something.
No, listen, hell
An
of a guy.
absolute liability at the We Were Had party.
Oh, was he?
Oh, yeah. I think he just overdid the mushrooms a little
What
bit.
happens?
But he was like, "Mah."
Milk with dinner guy.
Milk with, oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Let me ask you a question.
His father, famously Syndrome from The Incredibles. Does he not look exactly like Syndrome from The Incredibles?
His dad?
Yeah.
I never seen a picture.
No, I'm saying Bo looks like Syndrome from The Incredibles.
Oh, I never seen the
It was
Incredibles.
a deep cut bit. You didn't catch it. I'm going to kill myself.
All right.
Let's move on to the next topic.
Next topic. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you have time?
Yeah, I do. I'm loving this question because I can't actually read this watch. It's so small.
It's so small. There's no way you could read that. There's not even numbers
You
on
really
it. I
gotta
don't
hold
think.
up. I'm also really bad at reading analog clocks, but I believe it's 7:05. Oh, we're good. I have time.
Max, it's a sundial. What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah, 7:04. Yeah, let's go. Let's go ahead.
Do you think that's what insufferable Egyptians did?
Yeah.
They had a sundial ring and they're like, oh boy, what time is it? What could I do here?
I gotta see where I'm getting to. Hold on. That's so funny.
The sundial must have been the biggest crock of shit.
I do think if I ever was having a conversation with someone and I legitimately, unironically pulled up my hand to check the time on my finger watch, I'd have to walk into traffic. No?
Yeah, but people would think you're looking at your nails.
Yeah. What part of my personality makes it seem like I would look at my nails in a conversation?
Everything.
The fact that I've done it a few times already in this conversation.
You look at your nails like I wiggle my toes, and no one's offering to pay for you for that. I'll tell you that much. Let me ask you a quick question.
Yeah, I have time.
Casseroles.
Casseroles.
You have casseroles growing up?
No.
Yeah.
No. But it was really mostly Italian food. My mom,
Stuffed shells?
we had stuffed shells. We had a lot of lasagna, chicken parm, shrimp parm. Anything you can parm it.
Okay.
A lot of homemade pizza.
Oh, that's fun.
She made the sauce. Then she famously stopped making sauce years ago and was like, okay, just your grandma makes it, because we would make fun of her and say only grandma's sauce is good. Even though I liked her sauce better, but for the bit, I mean, you had to. I'm sorry, I had to go with the numbers.
You were committed to the bit back then.
I had to go with the numbers. I love a good pile on. Sorry, Ma, your sauce blows.
Yeah. I'm afraid to not be with the crowd.
Yeah, I gotta get the crowd on my team here.
Yes.
But a lot of Italian food growing up, so there wasn't really casseroles. Unless you consider like baked ziti a casserole.
I recently had this conversation with my girlfriend where she said baked ziti's a casserole. To me, I don't know what a casserole
anything
is.
Baked up? I don't know. I would like.
That's the definition.
Yeah.
But like tuna casserole.
I don't like that.
I don't know what that is.
I don't like that.
But like I couldn't even tell you what that is.
I was a pretty picky eater growing up. I was very picky.
Well, that's why you look so good now.
Stop laughing. Thank you. Yeah. I do look good. But I was a very picky eater. So we kind of branched out more along the way as well.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You started small, you've grown since.
And I've grown since. Yeah, I've kind of opened it up again, because it was like I was allowed to just kind of like what I like.
So what's going to be are you home for Thanksgiving?
I'm home for literally just Thursday. Like I had to go back Thursday morning and come back Thursday night.
For business?
Pleasure. No. Well, Wednesday I'm hosting a 10:45 show, so I'm not gonna hop on a train after that. Should be fun though. Everyone should be blocked out for the night before Thanksgiving festivities.
That's gonna be wild.
My girlfriend's coming.
Where's that?
First show that she's seeing, I believe, since we got together.
Oh wow!
Because we met at a show.
Interesting.
She was front row.
Front row.
DM me after. Come on, stop.
Oh, come on. See how that worked out for May?
There's hope.
Yeah. No, I don't know about that. But
she made it to the altar.
She made it to the altar. What venue was it at though?
The one we first met?
Yeah.
This place called Penny Joe's. It was a bar show in the uppermost west side. Some would say it was Harlem on 160th Street. But
it was Westchester.
She lives in it was Westchester. She lives in Harlem, and her friend was running this bar show. And I usually say no to bar shows, and I'm glad I did this one.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Okay.
What a treat.
So May met Mark at the Cellar, and
so very similar. Well, so I'm hosting this show. I'm going home in the morning on Thursday. I'm coming back Thursday night because Alex isn't coming with me. She's going to be in the city, and also I have to be back for shows on Friday anyway.
Okay.
So why travel on Friday?
Why travel on Friday?
I hate that's been happening because I've been doing a lot of fucking traveling, and then I'm getting off the plane and going into the comedy club. Do you know how fucking
it's exhausting,
heart-wrenching it is to get off a flight, arrive at an airport, and get into an Uber that goes to the tiny cupboard?
Yeah.
And I had it both.
It's also not a club. Let's be honest.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Great shows, great place.
Sure. Not up to code.
Not up to code.
No.
Although Matt showed me around the basement. They can do a lot of magic down there. They're thinking about renting out the whole shebang. It would be sick. They got taste. They're just working against a salmon swimming upstream in that downstairs room.
Yeah. First, they got to kill the rats.
Oh. The fact that they have get the audiences is just all the more impressive.
It's by far the biggest marketing,
most
impressive marketing thing.
They should just be hired to just kind of
to do anything,
to do marketing for anything else, because these people have figured out what years in school can't even replicate a fraction of.
Google Ads. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought if you put all the money into Google, it pays?
But also they're good people and run good shows. Anyway, what was I talking about?
So what's the Thanksgiving? Do you have a Thanksgiving docket at the Spinelli household? Something tells me you don't play two-hand touch.
We're not. Yeah, we don't do the annual big football.
Yeah, something tells me you don't do that.
We don't have. We're not close with our extended family.
Neither am I.
We have a lot of. Our Venn diagram has more than you think.
People think we're different.
Actually, it's very healthy nowadays. It was very unhealthy for a very long time.
Oh,
famously divorced, in a bad way.
Okay,
but now
divorced in a good way.
I hear about some. There's rumors about some. This was in a real bad way. And then now everybody, my dad comes to my mom's condo. She's there with her now husband. My grandma's there, and it'll be me, my brother-in-law, my sister's coming, possibly my uncle and his husband. Deal with it, America.
The listeners of this podcast, I'm gonna have to clip that out.
The foot freaks don't want any of that liberal garbage.
Yeah, these foot freaks are very conservative.
That's so funny.
They say, can you wiggle your toes more and talk less about abortion? I said, all right, listen, well, you're paying.
I will say, our holidays, the drinking starts almost immediately. We're putting Baileys in the coffee.
You put the Baileys in the coffee.
There's Baileys in the coffee. There are mimosas. Might as well have a martini.
In the morning.
That's usually in the afternoon-ish.
Okay.
But I also like to bartend for everyone. I make espresso martinis. It also lubes up things. It moves the plot forward a little bit.
Something tells me you like to keep your living room environment like the Andy Cohen studio.
Yeah. I've never seen an episode of the program, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's just you and back at the bar making like.
I'm like, who's having fun?
Your mom's hosting, and she's like, Max, what's going on? And you just throw a fun fact out there.
What do we have right now? Limoncello martini. Huh?
Now, what's the spread gonna be? What, you do an Italian Thanksgiving?
Well, she just texted me. She was like, "Do you like broccoli?" I said, "I do not," and I gave her a lot of options instead of it. But she was like adding it to like a homemade pasta dish that she's doing. I didn't realize
Broccoli?
that. Yeah, I don't know what you were doing broccoli. I go figure. She said, "I'm doing bacon instead." I go, "There you go, babe."
Wait. She was gonna do broccoli with pasta.
Then she wants bacon in the pasta with like a homemade sauce and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
It's a lot of It's a mix of traditional and Italian. Like there's always a Thanksgiving pizza, but my brother.
I'm sorry.
Thanksgiving pizza. There's a Christmas pizza. There's always a holiday pizza.
I don't know what that means.
It's just this. It's the same as a regular pizza, but we just put the holiday name in front of it. It's a regular cheese pizza.
Okay, you just call it a Thanksgiving pizza.
Then we call it a Thanksgiving pizza.
Okay.
You have a Christmas pizza. You have an Easter pizza. You can have a pizza, really. You have a 4th of July pizza, frankly.
How much of a greaseball do you have to be like, it's not Thanksgiving without pizza?
You gotta have a Thanksgiving pizza.
You gotta have a Thanksgiving pizza.
And every year it's like, oh, my brother's gonna have it because he's a big pizza guy. You know, he's a bodybuilder. He needs a lot of his own food in addition to things.
Yeah, I don't know what that means either.
He's a giant man.
He's a big guy.
He's a giant man.
Yeah. But what does the pizza have to do? I'm lost with the
He needs a pizza. He needs a pizza. He needs a pizza legally.
Okay.
It's a contractual thing from years ago. I don't want to bog it down.
Okay. I like how your brother's a bodybuilder. The people do the same thing for their autistic kids. They're like, he'll just have pizza.
He's just gonna have that pizza.
Yeah.
And there's a nice spread. So there'll be turkey or some sort of
Poultry.
roast beast.
Okay.
And a bunch of Italian dishes. God bless.
God bless.
I don't know. Is that anything wrong with that? Is that illegal?
I don't think so.
I don't think so at all.
What's it called? Those little
Sfogliatelles?
No, those little. I like sfogliatelles.
Pasta purse?
What?
The little pasta purses?
What's a
You ever seen
pasta purse?
We don't do them at our house, but there's a place, Patricia's, that does like a bottomless fucking like one of those all-inclusive places. Then you just black out and eat a bunch of Italian food. Here in the city, there's a couple locations. Patrizia's.
I've been to Patrizia's.
I was like, this guy, every Long Island girlie has her 23rd birthday at Patrizia's.
I had a friend, Mike Golub. I'll say his full name. I don't care. He had 5 birthdays in a row at Patrizia's.
And he's in jail now or dead?
He moved to fucking Sedona.
Yeah, he's in
Like, I
rehab.
have to get away from these Italians.
I love that place.
Patrizia's.
Yeah.
It's the best, worst place.
That's such a good way to put it. The twirling of the napkins, when you're there, your family, it's what Olive Garden wishes it was. Because you're guzzling down wine, and the food is like a 17-course meal, and you're paying $50 to be there for 3 hours, black out, and eat the most food you've ever eaten. I don't know how they're making any money.
They're not.
I don't know how they're making any money. Because they shouldn't be. I guess a lot of people are doing shots because it doesn't make any sense. I ate every grocery in their kitchen while I was there.
It's a place that, like,
You don't feel good leaving. Because you're so drunk and you're so full and you're like, I guess we have to keep going out, but I'm going to explode.
Right. It's everything that should sedate you. And then people are like, let's go
to the club.
Yeah, let's go out. Yeah, you want to get a table? No, I don't want to get a table.
I want if I'm laying down on the table, sure.
Right. I want to take like a first class Emirates flight right now. That's what I want to do.
Those look very nice.
They look so comfortable.
This year, is that on or off? I can just turn it off.
No, you're good.
Oh, wait, I flipped it. Is it good?
It's good. You're a little low.
Well, I wasn't holding it up.
Okay.
How's that?
Yeah, it's good.
That's great. Don't cut this. Let the people see peek behind the curtain.
It's authentic.
I became a Sky Miles boy this year. I finally joined I finally became a loyalist. This year, I've taken my talents to Delta.
Delta.
I'm a Delta man.
Congrats.
I'm a Delta Sky Miles man.
Okay.
I'm trying to upgrade more flights because I flew so much this year. I was like, I gotta make it worth it.
Right.
And then I just got signed up for a credit card. I'm ready to go all in on Delta.
For the lounge. Are you a Delta lounge guy?
Well, I'm not medallion yet. You know.
Oh, you have to hit medallion status
I
to get it.
I don't actually know how any of it works because I don't ever read anything. That's the thing about me.
That's the thing. I'd recommend reading things.
I've never read an agreement.
Asking.
I've never read an email. I have never read the instructions. I just sign up for things. If I like the way it looks, I'll buy it.
What's your credit score?
780. I pay my bills.
For a guy that doesn't read. Pretty fucking good.
I pay my bills. And the only reason why I know that is because I just had to get this credit card. So it told me.
Oh, okay, so
that's the only reason why I know. Usually I do not check. Bank apps are toxic, and I don't believe in them. No.
Listen, you're doing better. I got a Chase Sapphire card because they have a bar in the Seaport. Yeah. And I tried to go once, and they're like, "Do you have a Chase Sapphire card?" I said, "No." They're like, "Get one." I said, "Okay." So I just got one. That's how that works.
You big Seaport guy?
Huge.
It's a beautiful, but nobody talks about this part of town.
I've been here for 6 years because I love the Seaport so much.
It's the Seaport. I love iPick Theater. There's a bookstore down there that I love.
I've been there. McNally's.
Is that not It's not one of my favorite places in New York City. Period.
Yeah, that's the most Democrat thing I've ever heard you say. Do you know how much of a pompous asshole you sound like to be like, I love the bookstore no one knows about?
Oh, but isn't it great that no one knows about it? No, people know about it. People are reading that little cafe downstairs. It just makes me, it's a movie quality bookstore.
Yes.
It's a bookstore in New York City. They would go into a movie about a bookstore in New York City.
It's like it was left out of a scene from That Awkward Moment.
I don't know that one.
I tried there, huh? Zach Efron, Miles B. Jordan, Miles Teller. Hell of a flick. Check it out.
Miles Teller. Really? Is that they did a buddy comedy years ago with those three? Miles Teller, I was very much out on. Not a Miles Teller guy.
Oh, I couldn't disagree more.
Top Gun, Maverick. Miles Teller is the kind of guy that I appreciate in this lifetime. I think he's a cool guy now. To be able to hold your own opposite crazy Tom Cruise. God bless. Plus, that movie was a perfect film.
Yeah.
I never thought about Jennifer Connelly before that film. Let me tell you something. She crosses my mind now.
Oh, I don't even know what that means.
You ever seen the movie?
No, I saw the movie.
Jennifer Connelly?
I don't know what her name is.
The bartender.
No, I know. Yeah. Well, there's only one woman in the fucking movie, really.
Well, there's the
flight instructor.
The flight instructor. No, the flight girly. The Top Gun girly.
Yeah. But that's
she's the girl one.
Yeah. Look, we have to hit every demographic. We got woman. We got nerd. We got black. We're good.
They had a couple of Asians that didn't talk.
They did.
They didn't talk.
Well, they don't get lines, you know? Because they might be spies for the enemy.
The funniest part of that movie, and what a good description of it, of what you have to do. The enemy in that film, they never say a name. They never give a location. The enemy fighter pilots are dressed in all black, face coverings. That you can't see anything about. It's an unnamed country in an unnamed part of the world, and you'll never see their face.
No. And they want you to think
that was the only way that could be successful.
They want you to think, is it Russia? Is it China? Fun fact, it's Scientology haters. That's who it's actually supposed to be.
That's what it's Christians. That's what it was. The greatest twist of all. Meanwhile, I rewatched, because my roommate had never seen it the other day. You ever seen True Lies?
Oh, you know that is?
True Lies, 1999. Arnold Schwarzenegger opposite Jamie Lee Curtis. Arnold Schwarzenegger, famously an Austrian man with a heavy accent, plays an American agent.
Okay.
Secret agent, partner in comic relief Tom Arnold. It should be in a time capsule.
Okay.
Perfect film. Anyway, he's leading a double life. The enemy in this film is just Arabs. That is it.
They still not?
Yeah. No, but it's like they go full Allah.
Oh.
Very like it's the exact opposite of Top Gun. They are being very clear about who the enemy is and what their whole deal is. And the only reason they're waking up in the morning is death to America. And you know what? You appreciate it for what it was, and then a movie like that can't get made.
Right.
You know, I will say the film, a lot of it would not come out today. But was it a perfect movie? Yes.
Okay.
Is there a full-blown scene where Jamie Lee Curtis is stripping in a bedroom because she doesn't realize that it's actually her husband? She thinks she's like in a spy game kind of thing. And it's him doing it. And it's like, do it slower.
Okay.
It's hot. It's a hot scene.
Well, she used to be a hot little number.
Ethically, is it wrong? I mean, it's 1999, babe. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter.
I'm shocked people knew who Arabs were before 2001.
That actually is crazy to me. Is that like during the first Bush, he was dealing with it.
Yeah.
Wasn't he?
Pretty
famously, right? Like the first encounter with Saddam Hussein. Yeah. That blows my mind. Because then the 9/11 of it all.
Right.
Because that was my first introduction to world events.
Was
the 9/11 of it all. For a long time, I just assumed every single decision was kind of directly a result of 9/11.
Well, they kind of framed it that way, huh?
They kind of framed it that way for a long time.
For our generation,
For our generation, yeah.
But it also could be because we didn't know about rules. Because I was in the third grade.
We were both in the third grade.
Yeah.
9.
So you don't know about rules at the time. So
right.
as we're growing up and as we learn about rules,
right?
And they're like, oh, ever since 2001, it's been like this. You're like, oh, 9/11 made rules.
Yeah. You know what it was too is that we didn't have any. It was right at the cusp of like we're gonna for sure remember this, but also we don't remember what it was like for anything else before this. We never flew really. I don't remember we have a flight before 9/11.
Right.
Actually, that's not true. We flew to New York actually a couple weeks before 9/11.
You flew to New York?
No. Flew to Texas.
Yeah.
New York, we drove because we're from Connecticut. I like how you know.
That doesn't make any sense.
You're coming from Trumbull.
Yeah. I know. There's no way you took a helicopter.
Well, we flew to Texas, but that might have been after. I don't remember. The edible has now hit me.
Okay.
We have fun in the pod. Come on, it's Happy Hour.
It's the Happy Hour, baby.
There's no rules. I thought it was Happy Hour. Or is that a police officer's hat?
Yes.
On your...
Well, not like a police officer's hat, like a uniform hat.
Are you a cop? You got to tell me, really?
Yeah.
What's he do now? Count his fucking checks?
I don't know if you know how much cops get paid. He's a security guard for a middle school. That's what he does now.
What'd your mom do? Teacher?
Yeah, well, teacher, she's a aide for a handicapped girl.
Those are good people.
Yeah.
All American family.
All American people.
All American family.
Yeah, hate the private sector, I'll tell you that much.
Do they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And they're union folk. They believe in the union.
Yeah, they don't understand why I'm not in a union.
What would your union be? Sales guys?
Like currently?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there is no union for sales guys.
We should have a comedians union.
They tried to do that.
Who did?
The Scar Brothers.
Who the hell are the Scar Brothers?
No, not the Scar Brothers. Who are the black twins, identical twins?
Oh, from 21 Jump Street?
Yes.
Or 22. They're funny.
They're very funny.
I don't
They
remember
tried to unionize New
and
York
people
comedy.
told them to go fuck themselves?
Yes.
Who told them? Everybody?
The club owners.
Well, honestly, that's everything that tells you that there should be a union.
But also, this is the
when
problem.
it's rejected that vehemently, that's all the more reason why there should be a union.
But this is also what the problem is, and you're, as a comedian, you understand. The most unorganized people are comics.
The most unorganized and the most that are probably rooting against each other the most.
Yes.
So it would be a very toxic union.
It'd be the first union to talk each other out of deals.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd be... nobody would join the union because they don't want other people to get things.
Right.
Because anytime somebody gets something, they behave like they know for a singular fact that it was between the two of them.
Yeah. No one else.
And it was between us. They got it. I didn't. I'll kill their family. You weren't even on the short list, my guy.
Right. They'll kill each other over $25.
Over $25. Over 25 likes.
For real.
Anyway, I can't join a union. I don't want anybody else to do well. So,
yeah, something tells me I don't know how many unions would take you. Maybe the Starbucks in Buffalo. That's about it.
I've got scab fuck written all over me.
Yeah.
That's funny. Well, that's great. I'm glad he was a cop.
Yeah, it's wait, what were your parents?
My dad was a lawyer for his entire career. Okay. Deputy chief clerk of a courthouse of the Bridgeport court system.
I don't know what that means.
It was a cool little office job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ran the courts for
pension at least.
Oh, for sure, a pension.
Yeah.
Good city job.
Yeah.
Famously told us, don't go to law school. He said, don't go
Most
to law school.
lawyers do.
He says, don't go to law school unless you want to be top 3 in your class and go to a big firm because otherwise it's not worth it in the slightest. And my mom didn't work until they got divorced and then just done a bunch of different stuff. Currently running an antique store for a woman in Greenwich.
That's very bougie, I feel like.
Yeah, but she always like falls into these things, yeah?
That...
But it's one of those things. That's one of those things where it's deceptive. They don't pay what you think they pay. You know what I mean? It's the rich people don't pay well.
No, rich people don't pay well, but it's just a cushy gig.
It's like a fun thing to do. It's like a fun store to do later in life. You're just helping run this antique store.
Yeah, you're 60. You have you get a globe and you decide where to put the globe.
It's a nice store too.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
How many people are buying antiques in Greenwich?
You'd actually be surprised and frankly aroused.
Oh,
big market for it. No, I mean, like, think of all these people. Greenwich, Westport, they're constantly remodeling their homes, new homes. That's all these people do. There are women in this town, I'm sure men, sure, God bless, that it's their whole life.
Antiques.
Seeing what's going on, yeah. Antiques.
But, well, here's my question. When does something become an antique?
After I've owned it.
After you specifically own it?
Then it's legally an antique. No, I that's a really, really good question. I don't know. I don't work at the antique store.
When does something go from vintage to antique?
Oh, yeah.
When does something go from regular to vintage?
It's no longer a thrift. It's now an antique.
Right. When's that? Can clothes be antiques?
Is it more... I don't know if... Clothes, I guess if you're in the fucking Metropolitan Museum.
Yeah. But like Buffalo Exchange.
Not antiques. Thrift NYC by me. Not antiques, but great store. Big thrifter.
You're a big thrifter?
Big thrifter.
I can't stand a thrift.
You don't like thrifting?
Here's my thing.
Stressful?
I don't know.
What
I don't
to do
care. Does that make sense? You could be like, oh, this looks good. I'd be like, all right. And then you could be like, oh, don't wear that. I'd be like, all right.
You listen.
Yeah, I'll listen. I'm very coachable when it comes to fashion. But, like, I don't care.
Okay.
And I don't know how to pick something.
And it's much more, I will say it's much more work going to a thrift store. It's much more work than going to a regular store. It's like you have to try harder.
And I don't care.
Yeah.
I'd rather pay full price and not care. Wait, that doesn't make sense.
Pay full price and not care?
Yeah, if I don't care, I might as well just go to a thrift. But again, I don't know what I like. But I like nothing.
Wow. You ever thought about going to
therapy?
I'm
a fucking dude.
Yeah, you're so hetero, bro.
Yeah, bro. I don't care about clothes.
Yeah, whatever. It's chick stuff. Anyway, if you find the right thrift store, you'll fall in love. Oh, it is. It's therapeutic.
I don't get that.
Let me ask you this. Are you an Equinox man?
No.
No?
New York Sports Club. I'm not. I know. I'm not thrilled.
It's two camps. I think people take their talents to one or the other.
I'm not. I would like to be an Equinox man.
Everyone knows Equinox is the better one.
It's not a question.
It's not a question, but some people think that New York Sports Club is enough for them.
What the... Well, so I guess you're an Equinox man.
Obviously, I'm an Equinox man.
Okay.
I don't think New York Sports Club is enough for me. But I also need...
Is it the lilac towels?
It's first of all, the eucalyptus towels.
Eucalyptus.
You swine boy.
Yep.
It's the eucalyptus towels. It's just a nice place. And the saunas are wonderful. The locker rooms are wonderful. The products are good. It's a juice press in unit. It's got everything I want. It's also close to me. I can't go anywhere else.
You're Upper East Side.
On the Upper East Side, yeah.
Okay. There's a few New York sports clubs up there.
I know. Back when I lived on 2nd betwixt 91st and 93rd, the Knickerbocker Plaza, God bless.
Yep.
Wonderful place. 34th floor, a little spooky. Couple ghosts.
Ghosts go that high.
Ghosts, believe it or not, go that high. I had a couple of sleep paralysis demons. Let me tell you that. I lived on 92nd, New York Sports Club across the street from an Equinox. It's Sophie's Choice up there. I didn't even tour the Equinox. But that one, they had a playground downstairs, little CrossFit gym.
Okay.
Me and Bramante used to flip tires down there with On Treat. Remember On Treat?
No.
Does he still do comedy? God bless.
Okay.
Or unless he is, in which case you're killing it, loving your stuff. We were like pushing sleds around.
Okay.
It was great.
For what?
Just for optics.
Yeah.
It's for the babes.
For the babes?
It's for the trim.
Okay.
No, it was good. It was like we would do like a workout, and then we would go down there and kind of flip tires, jumping on the boxes and stuff. It was cool.
Gotcha.
Pushing the sleds, you know.
I like how you approach fitness like a toddler approaches recess.
Yes, you're playing. I want fun.
Okay.
I'm not a big class guy, though. I can't do it. Can I tell you something? I don't want anybody telling me what to do.
I'm gonna be honest. It seems like you need someone to tell you what to do. Like I flip tires and I push things around. It's like, Max, I think you need a little structure here.
I'm putting the blocks in the holes that work, you know?
Yeah, that's the autism test. Putting blocks into the holes they belong into.
I used to love a class. I've done a lot of, you're not going to believe this, I've done a lot of kickboxing classes.
I believe that. I believe that. You seem like a big class pass guy to me.
I was famously a class pass member for a year plus, and then I actually rejoined for a little bit, but I was no longer who I was. But I was a big class pass, and I'll tell you, big three. I only did three classes. Kickboxing.
Okay.
Hot yoga.
Yep.
Hour-long pass at the Crunch.
Interesting.
That's it. It was wonderful. Great year in my life. It was when I made a mental and physical overhaul at 25.
Okay.
I was just like, I'm tired of living like shit.
I like how you went to the same 3 fitness classes postpartum women go to.
Let me tell you something. Me and the divorced girlies at the hot yoga on the Upper East Side, we had a time.
Yeah.
Lovely. Just lovely. Me and my girlies, we had a great time. It was wonderful. Gwen, Bar, the whole team.
You seem like someone that would text everyone else in the class like, wait, if you're not going today, I'm not going today.
It's Emilio today. We're not going.
No. I can't stand Barbara teaching this class. When did you go to the class? 1962? Is there a Barbara younger than 70 right now?
There actually was one instructor that was literally... You ever seen the Hunger Games films?
Yes.
You see the second one?
I saw the first one.
They were in the water. There's like an old woman.
No.
There's an old woman competing. Anyway, she's the oldest woman you ever saw.
Okay.
That was this woman. She was teaching hot yoga. She didn't even do anything. She would just be like, watch each other. But let me tell you something. It was a treat for me because I would pop my shirt off and just kind of be a treat for these ladies.
And you had blue hair at the time?
At that time, no. That time it was brown.
Okay.
It was that blue hair. This might have been 26 then. No, 25. Blue hair might have been 24. 24, 25.
Okay, but you still had the rings.
The rings came into play mid-20s.
Okay.
That came into play. I think once I had blue hair in Vegas, that was a real turning point for my life.
Blue hair in Vegas?
Because I was just like, I felt free.
In Vegas?
It was a terrible place.
You lived there?
When did I live there? I lived in New York. We went on a vacation to Vegas, and I just happened to have blue hair at the time. And we got like a bunch of tables, all the things. I had like a lovely time. I was like, this is me. This is who I am. I'm going to buy a ring.
I'm so confused. You were like when I had blue hair in Vegas.
I saw Chris Angel live.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
It's a religious experience.
I saw Jerry Seinfeld.
In Vegas.
Yeah.
You flew all the way to Vegas to see a guy you could have saw at Gotham on a Wednesday for free. You fucking idiot.
You never know when he's going to be there. No, because what am I going to see him at the Beacon? No, this was years ago when he had a residency down there.
Oh, that's exhausting.
You're a fucking hater, aren't you, huh? You were on my team earlier in the pod. At the end of the I guess the back half of Happy Hour is just him turning on
This is
you.
when we roast you.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
All right, we hit the hour.
Did we?
Yeah.
Any questions for the road?
What
time is it?
What time is it?
Let me check my guy here. I also am not wearing glasses. 8:37. Nope, 7:37.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. It's tough to read these guys. Sometimes I forget, where the little guy's supposed to be.
Have you ever considered wearing a regular watch?
No, I'm past that time in my life. I've decided, well, if I'm at a wedding, sure, I'll wear a regular watch. But at the rehearsal dinner, you're getting the ring watch.
Well, you should also get a ring that's a compass. So you could get another thing that's useless.
Nah, that'd be sick. Or maybe like a functioning GPS device.
It just tells you. Just get an iWatch or something. What the fuck are you doing?
Actually, I do have my eye on this. It's basically an Apple Watch, but it's a ring. I saw
an Apple Watch. Why?
Because it tracks all your shit.
You have to be the only person to buy that.
Let me tell you something. I popped it on Laura Cigar. She was wearing it to Ben and Rachel's engagement party. I'm just dropping names that you don't fucking know about.
They know Kirschenbaum.
They know Kirschenbaum. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
She was wearing it. And I was like, that's sick. And she was like, oh, it's tracking everything. She pulled up the app. It's only $500. Why would I not need this? I need a ring that I wear all the time that tells me how I slept last night.
Is there anything worse than like a former athlete who still thinks they're an athlete? That's the worst type of person.
Isn't it? I would argue worse the fact that I wasn't an athlete and still behave like one. But I think I have the body of an athlete. And listen, I played a lot of tennis.
You see, you seem like someone that's recently got into pickleball and is very audacious
Can
about
I tell
it.
you this? Can I tell you the exact opposite? I have been begging people to play pickleball with me. No bites. No bites.
And at no point have you considered it's cause of you.
That's something that will not cross my desk as an opportunity or a possibility. So, would you like to play pickleball?
People are talking about pickleball now. Did you not play it in elementary school?
I've never seen it. I never saw it before this year.
Oh, that was the biggest sport in my elementary school. Pickleball. Back in 2004?
That's wild.
We were crushing
I played
it.
regular tennis in my day. Okay? Back in my day, regular tennis.
I'm a regular wasp. I played tennis at a club. Like an aristocrat.
Aristocrat.
Yeah, I've messed that one up, huh? You can tell my family's from a union.
Oh, that's funny. All right, I got to meet Bramante.
Okay.
Listen, come on. What are you doing here?
What
happens at the end of this podcast?
What?
How do you end the hour?
That's you plug something?
Oh, listen to We Were Had, God Bless, Kiss Your Wife.
Or husband.
Or husband.
All right.